Man, there's been a lot of news today, from Xbox Game Pass to PlayStation Network going down, Resistance news, Football Manager 25 news. It's just been crazy. So what we're going to do is we've collected all of that info for you into one small thing, and we're going to deliver it right now, so right after this drop. Alright, so this wasn't something I was going to talk about, but a lot of people have been asking me where's my source. I finally managed to find this picture because someone sent it to me. Mark Skwarski, Group Product Manager, Xbox Content and Audience Strategy, building entertainment products that delight customers. Now, we've only got 2022, and all the stats that we look at are really based on 2022 because Microsoft hasn't revealed anything at all elsewhere. Now, this is the part that I was talking about when people were saying I was full of crap. 15 million PC Game Pass players. Now, I actually remember this as 10 million, but this is 15 million. And PC Game Pass grew, according to Satya, by 30%. So that's over 4 million subs. And I'm doing that by 14 million, not 15 million, because I assume they probably lost some, give or take, especially with 2022 Game Pass console had 21 million, 14 million here. That makes the 35 million. I assume console lost another million. That doesn't include core. That number now actually makes sense, that 35 million. With core, you added an extra 10 million, so that was 45 million. So basically right now, Game Pass is give or take at around 50 million. That's not bad, really, is it? But this is the news. This was the post that they quickly removed. He quickly removed this from his portfolio because everyone was talking about it. So there's the evidence that it was at 15 million 2 years ago. Now this one is a little bit weird, right? Because Sony decided that it was going to cancel all its gas games. All 12 of them have now been canned and put to rest. Well, I think one of them might still be living. But essentially they've cancelled all their gas games. But no one anticipated Sony actually going ahead and cancelling PSN 2. It's been down for quite a long time. By the time you get this video, it may already be up, but it would have been down potentially around 24 hours. But we do finally have some information from Sony. At approximately midnight Pacific time, the PlayStation Online store was subject to an online breach. The vector of the attack was quickly identified and online services were taken offline in order to prevent further damage, so we could assess the severity of the attack. The individual or individuals concerned did not download or export any user payment details. This is really important. None of your PI was a thing. However, they did something far worse. They did something so unthinkable. They did something that is so catastrophically horrible that it is worse than stealing your PI, your personal information, your credit card information. They did place a copy of Concord in everyone's library, which engineers are working to correct. Sorry, I couldn't help it. You know what they really should have done is just clearly these people really want Concord back. I'm guessing it's maybe J-Dub, it's Koala Man, maybe Devin, because we all know he bought multiple copies of this game, just like Koala Man did. And you know, the media out there was simping for this game like crazy, trying to get everyone rallied on top. I never ever in my life have I seen so many media influencers come out and post, "I'm having a great time with Concord, come and play," only for them like 3-4 days later to turn around and say that the game is trash once it was going down and they wanted to recount what they were saying. You know, it's crazy how many of them jumped on that bandwagon. That check must have cleared real good, real fast, real quick. But moving past that, I still think that this game should be there, available. I mean, if Redfall is still available, and don't get me wrong, Redfall solo single player sucks as a game. It does. It absolutely sucks. But in multiplayer, it's really fun. I had a great time playing it with my friends, and, you know, I finished it, and I'm happy I played it. Solo, not good. Multiplayer, great. Well, multiplayer, really good fun. I think they should have just let this run and just let it go in its current state, free to play, available to everyone, while they revamped it, the characters, the microtransactions, the battle passes, everything. 2 months, 3 months, or just take it down and then reboot it. Have another soft launch. Like Final Fantasy 14 did. Where they took the whole game down, redid it, and then re-released it. I think they should have been given that chance. But even leaving it online with the notion that some things will be reset, but you can still enjoy it, right? I don't know. I think they made the wrong choice in just absolutely canning it. That was just a knee-jerk reaction to the way the community and, generally the community reacted, and it was just not called for. Although the characters could probably have done with a little more sprucing up. So, Idea Xbox has posted a bunch of indie games that have just been released on Xbox. Now, obviously, these are available all here. I'll have a link to this in the description below. Play Anywhere, 1 out of 8, 12.5%. Xbox Cloud Play with purchases, 0 out of 8. That's really important because that highlights the strategy that Microsoft is kind of going for. They kind of emphasize Play Anywhere in their last Dev Direct. And Cloud Play has been something they've been promoting, but not one of these are actually cloud not one of these are cloud enabled, but at least one of them is thing. Now the indie games, as you can see, these are true indie games, right? I'll probably check a couple of these out, at least check them out online to see what they're like, and maybe give them a try. Is there anyone you'd like me to try and see what it's like, and maybe do like a kind of mini hands-on let's play on it and release it on this channel? Let me know. Now this one is not really news, but it kind of is. Now Yoshimi Yasuda, I actually have a lot of respect for this guy. He actually got Lollipop Chainsaw and through all the difficulties managed to re-release it. I really enjoyed this game. I bought it day one. I've really loved playing it. It's been dubbed Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. Now in Europe they are trying to get physical copies available, which is great, which means no limited run for me, and that is awesome because I will buy this physical. I'm not a physical gamer, but to support this guy and the amount of dedication he has shown to Lollipop Chainsaw is insane. They've not only just taken the game, redone it and released it in a remastered state, kind of like I wouldn't say it's a remake, well it kind of is, but it isn't. It's more of a remaster, but they've also added content to it, new skins, new stuff. It's awesome. And now there's talks of potentially a part 2 because of the success of this. And this guy has been taking all the feedback on social media and actually applying it, and they've been releasing updates after updates to just kind of make things better, add quality of life. I have a lot of respect for devs that do this. Obviously, when you're looking at bigger conglomerates like EA, Konami, Capcom, they won't care what the little guy thinks, but he does. And for that, if he releases this as a physical, which he's saying he will in Europe, I'll be there day one to support this guy and his team because they absolutely deserve it. And if you haven't played Lollipop Chainsaw Repop, you absolutely should. It's a really fun game. Now on to some bad news. Sports Interactive, a company that I worked with in the past as a QA tester, regret to inform you that following extensive internal discussion and careful consideration with Sega, we have made the difficult decision to cancel Football Manager 25. Now they were having a lot of problems with Football Manager 25 and it got delayed by like 6-7 months. And well, it's almost time for the next iteration of Football Manager. So it kind of makes sense that they're going to cancel this one and work on the next one and just miss out on a year. I hope they actually kind of, update the licenses with the previous version for Manager 24 and give players at least that. But this is sad. I've been a huge fan of this team. I still remember when I registered a bug saying that the localization is wrong, and then that was my subline. And then in the description I put it down, and they actually called our HQ at Sega to basically have a go at me, complain about me because I gave them all a heart attack on the 11th hour before we were going live. But it was just like one localization string that was but good times, good memories, and I'll always enjoy Football Manager, and I wish them the best in their next iteration. I'll be there day one with them when it releases. But it's sad to see that Football Manager 25 has gone with the wind and onward to Football Manager 26. Hopefully that will be a revolutionary jump so we can actually enjoy the game. So now we get on to the fun stuff, because Stupid has a new name, and that is, of course, Jamie's Act. Now this guy says, so if Ninja Gaiden is Xbox first party, which let's all agree it isn't, because it's not, so Microsoft just... Well, what Microsoft did was they published it, they actually got the studios together in order to make it. So they kind of did make it happen in the background. It is thanks to a majority of their part in that this game is existing. So I'm guessing that's why Microsoft is taking credit for it, because without their involvement, this game wouldn't exist. So that's why they're kind of saying it's first party. Does this make From Software games PlayStation first party too? Now he's asking that question. Now if that is what he's saying, that From Software games are PlayStation first party too, hey, that means we've got PlayStation games like Elden Ring on Xbox. Good job, buddy. You've just openly admitted that PlayStation now releases games on Xbox. It gets better though. From Software games are now first-party Sony games. Big W for PlayStation Nation, which means now PlayStation is releasing games on Xbox, day and date. Just gonna put it out there. I'm just gonna put it out there. These guys don't even understand what they're actually posting on social media and how stupid it makes them look. But there we go. This one's even worse, right? Now he's talking, you've hit a new low. This isn't even natively. And what they're talking about here, playing game on Boosteroid on Xbox and being able to play PlayStation PC games on Xbox. And he says, you've hit a new low. This isn't even natively. Streaming isn't the same as running natively. And then he makes a post. PlayStation Portal comes in clutch every Sunday during game day. I wasn't keen on the idea of the Portal, but this thing now gets more played than my Nintendo Switch. It feels even less laggy than the Switch. I'm sorry, how can a native game feel less laggy than a streamed game? I'm not even going to go there. Truly impressive tech. I mean, the flip-flop here between something that is streamed on Xbox or anywhere else to something that can be streamed on a PlayStation is truly remarkable in how stupid these guys actually make themselves look. Receipts are wonderful, aren't they? Now this one I was really disappointed in. I love the Resistance franchise. I played Resistance 1 to 3. I played the PSP game as well. I didn't remember Burning Shores, but apparently it's available. Maybe it's Burning... Maybe I have played it. I'm going to have to go look through my PS Vita collection when I eventually get access to my stuff. But PlayStation turned it down. I mean, they turned this down. How can you turn down Resistance? Sure, the previous game sold... what was it? Like 3 million copies during the PS3 era where Sony was getting their ass kicked. But this game would do wonders, in my opinion, right now. And I am really, really disappointed that Resistance 4 is not going to be a thing. You know, Insomniac, you know, you did your part. You pitched this game to do something different. But clearly all Sony want you to do is be a Marvel churning studio. And that must be horrible for people working at Insomniac, doing the same game with a different skin over and over and over again. And based on this, you can clearly see that they're not even allowed to have any creative freedom. It really sucks. But if you've made it this far and you're enjoying this content, do consider hitting that like button, subscribe, hit that bell to stay up to date with all content I release. We are trying to hit 10,000 subs this year, so let's see if we can make that happen. But yeah, I'm really disappointed that this got cancelled. I mean, I've been asking for Resistance for a number of years now because I really like this franchise. I think it's really good. And the fact that it's gone down, even Killzone is another one that I really enjoyed. But Resistance was the one that I actually really enjoyed. And the fact that it got turned down, and in place you got games like Concord and other... I don't know, I just feel so disappointed. But here we are, and that's the news. Game Pass on PC did hit 15 million back in 2022. Game Pass on console hit 21 million, so that is 34 million, right? Well, that technically is 36 million. So it did shrink by 2024 when Sarah Bond said that it was 34 million. Now, unless people are going to say that when the report came out that 34 million included Core, means that considering Core had 10 million, Game Pass lost 12 million subs? I do not believe that for a second. So this should now concretely prove that Game Pass numbers of 34 million does not include the core numbers, the Xbox Live numbers, because they are separate. So hopefully this will clear that up. But yeah, Lollipop Chainsaw you should definitely try out. PlayStation deciding to nuke their own PSN as well. And those people just trying to get Concord onto everyone's to revive it. That's kind of hilarious. But hey, as always, you can like and subscribe, hit that bell to stay up to date with all content I release. You can support me further by becoming a YouTube member. You get content earlier than anyone else. I release it to members first before it gets released to the public. If you'd like to take advantage of that or simply just support me, consider becoming a member. Right, that's it. Remain legend.